welcome everyone. It's Thunder Panda back with another action figure review. Sorry this video is coming a bit late today, but today, as you can see, we are looking at the Infinity Saga Thanos and Iron Man 2-pack from Endgame. If you have not seen Endgame, you should click off this video because there will be spoilers, obviously. So, let's just start by looking at just their details and everything. Let's start with Iron Man. So he has this battle damaged head, as you can see on right now. And then just going down, it's his Mark like 85, I think. I don't know for sure though. But really nice colors. He's got his cool shaped arc reactor there. Yeah, he's really an awesome figure. I really like him. They come with a lot of accessories, as you can see. Especially Iron Man, like so many. There's some that aren't even in the frame, so I apologize for that, but let's look at Thanos. Right now I have his helmeted, angry, battling face head on. So he has a little bit of battle damage, like gray stuff, so that you can use the dusting away head that he came with and it won't look entirely weird. But he is massive. He's, I think, the biggest action figure that I have in my collection, which isn't that big, so it's not saying too much, but he's still pretty big. On this arm, he has just a normal glove, and on this hand, of course, he has the Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet with all the Infinity Stones on his punching hand. He looks really good. I really like both of these figures. Even though this 2-pack is pretty expensive, I would recommend getting it because it is pretty much the best priced Marvel Legends Thanos, I think. And it even comes with Iron Man, so I feel like it's a pretty okay deal, even if it's on the pricey end. But with that being said, let's move on to the accessories. Let's start with Iron Man. He has so many. Let's start with his heads. He has just his normal Iron Man head sculpt, which is super good, like really good Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. Sorry, it's not focusing. And for this Iron Man, they went with the neck being attached to the head. So I'll show you guys why in a little bit, because it is really cool. It makes him look a lot better, I think. So I'm glad they did that. His next head is his helmeted, of course. Just a really cool, my bad, sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. Iron Man helmet with the neck attached, of course. Yeah, it's really cool. Then we have some effect pieces for his repulsors. I'll show you because these hands, I have it on him right now. Just pops in there. You can have a really cool blasting pose. Yeah. And I also found that they do go in his feet too, so fortunately, they didn't come with 4, so you could have them in his hands and feet. That would have been pretty cool. But just real quick, while I'm on the topic of these effect pieces, I have a few different figures in my collection that they can be used with. Let's just start with the Mandalorian. You've seen his review, hopefully. If you haven't, you should go check it out. I found that these effect pieces plug perfectly into his jetpack, so that's cool because he did not come with any effect pieces for his jetpack, so you can use those for that, which I think is pretty cool. And one more figure that you guys have not seen a review of yet, because I have not done one, but this Star Wars The Black Series Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. It plugs in right here, and you can do a pretty cool blast. And I do believe it also works on his jetpack. Maybe. I don't know. You guys will have to figure it out. I think it does. It's just the jetpack's a little too close to his body to do that. But I just wanted to show you guys that because I thought it was kind of cool because that effect piece works with more than just Iron Man. So the next thing we'll take a look at is his hands. So he has a pair of fist hands. Just hands in a fist. Pretty simple. He has, of course, his, spoiler alert, snapping hand with the Infinity Stones. Pretty cool. And then he came with just one of this hand, like a grabbing hand for one of his accessories, which I'll show you right now. This cool blade thing. This is the only hand that can grab it. So that's why they included it. It's a left hand, by the way. And then he has one more accessories. I know it's hard to believe, but he came with a lot. So here we have a nanotech shield. It doesn't, like, he can't hold it super good. It just, like, kind of snaps on there. It doesn't work very well. Yeah, as you can see, it kind of falls off, but it's cool that they included it. So that's all of Iron Man's accessories. Let's move on to Thanos's. He doesn't have nearly as many accessories, but he has 4 heads. Like, that is a lot of heads for one guy. So let's just look at some of those. As you can see, the first one here is his just kind of neutral, normal Thanos head. All his heads look super good. Very good likeness to Thanos. He has this, spoiler alert, dusting away head. Not really focusing, but it's here. And I have not really used it since I got this figure. Like, you could use it in just like that one pose. Like just that one scene where he's dusting away. But it doesn't look super good for what they're trying to make it look like. Like, it kind of just looks like weird, but I don't know, it's kind of cool. So the next one is a cool, evil, smiling, goodness gracious. I'm trying to get it to focus, hold on. I'm so sorry. This is horrible. Goodness. There we go. Okay, so it looks really good. It's basically just like the neutral one, but smiling. Super awesome, except mine did have this little stubby thing on here, but not really anything to worry about, so, you know. My camera's doing all kinds of weird stuff, and I'm trying to get it to focus on different things. Okay, there we go. So he came with one interchangeable hand for his Infinity Gauntlet hand. It's his snapping hand. When he did not have any of the Infinity Stones, it's still not focusing. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, you guys. Can't believe. There we go. It's just an Infinity Stone without any, or not Infinity Stone, Infinity Gauntlet without any Infinity Stones. So, pretty cool. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only other interchangeable hand that he has. It would have been cool if we had a fist hand for this left hand, but we do not, and that's fine. So his final last accessory is his ginormous honkin' sword. This thing is super big. Like, compared to Iron Man, it is taller than him. So this thing is ginormous. So that is correct for what this is, obviously, but, yeah. I'm trying to get it to focus. Guys, I sincerely apologize for my cameras not focusing, but it does have pretty good details on here. Yeah, really nice, really nice sword. It's kind of hard to get in his hand, but when you get it in, he's really fun to play with and pose and do all that. So that concludes the accessories section of the video. So let's move on to the articulation. As usual, we will start with Iron Man. Starting with his head, it goes, oh my goodness, this focusing sucks. Okay, it goes down about that much, not too much, but a good amount. It goes up a little. So, I mean, his Iron Man helmet head probably goes up a little more, so you could do a flying pose, but, and it goes left and right, and head tilts pretty darn good, if you ask me. So his neck, like I mentioned earlier, is separate. I will show you why. It's so that, I just dropped that head, so that you have the skin neck when you have the unmasked, but when you have the helmet, you have the full red neck, which is what it should look like according to the movie. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool how they did that to make it look as good as it could both ways. But anyways, let's move on to the arms. So it goes out that much, really good. Forwards and backwards, perfectly fine. It's kind of like clicky, like, which I kind of like because it holds in its poses pretty well. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow with a pin, and then his wrists are just the usual, a swivel and side to side. This hand especially, his blasting hands don't really go down, but they go up really well for doing the blasting poses, which is good, cool, awesome. So this hand is exactly this arm is exactly the same. So now his chest goes side to side, up pretty well, down a little bit, and then he does not have any joints right here at his waist, but that's fine. Thigh swivel, pretty stiff, but oh, and it goes out about this far, not a lot, but you know, it's fine. And forwards about this much, not a whole lot of articulation on his legs, I just realized. And backward, not really at all because of his booty. And then a double jointed knee with a pin, and it goes down a fair amount, goes up a good amount, and a rocker. So that concludes the articulation of Iron Man, Tony Stark. So now let's move on to Thanos. He is a chonky boy, to say the least. His head goes up about that much. Not a whole lot. Or no, actually that much. My bad. And then that's a good amount. It goes down that much. It's okay. Also, just like, wow, the likeness to Thanos on these heads is so good. If it focuses ever in its lifetime. Bro. Okay, never mind. Oh, now it focuses. there. Looks really good. But it goes left and right perfectly good. Pretty good head tilt. So that's pretty cool. Now his arms, he goes forward about this much on this arm, because his shoulder pad, of course, hinders it a little. Goes back a fair amount. No bicep swivel, just one piece for the bicep, and a single jointed elbow. But you know, it goes a little bit more. Sorry, I keep taking him out of the frame. It's just hard to bend this chonky boy. Single jointed elbow, but it still goes a little farther than 90 degree, which is good. Yeah, and I believe this piece on his forearm here is a separate piece. I guess if you pulled his hand off, you could technically take it off, but I don't know why you would ever want to do that. And his wrist goes up and down, actually, which I did not know that. And a swivel, of course. I really am sorry I keep taking him out of the frame. It's just really hard to articulate this guy without like moving him around a little bit. So he has the same articulation on this arm, except a little bit, except like this hand goes down or side to side instead of up and down. And he has this extra shoulder piece on this arm, so oh, I forgot to do going up on this side is pretty good, but on this side, as you can see, nowhere near the same amount. So it's unfortunate, but it does make him look good having that shoulder piece right there. So, and then other than that, it's the same articulation, I think. So he has a really big ab crunch. Goes down really good, goes back really good, kind of clicky, as you can hear. I don't think he has anything on the waist. No, he does not. He has these cloaks, so that might hinder the articulation a little bit. But he has a thigh swivel, and it goes up about this far. Pretty good, considering this drape here. Goes back a little bit, and same articulation on this leg. A double jointed knee. Oh yeah, that is very stiff and clicky, but a pin, as you can see. It's a really good bend. I don't know why you would ever need to bend Thanos' leg that much, but you can. And then his thighs, not his thighs, my bad, his feet. Don't know how I got those mixed up. It goes down a little bit, as you can see. Sorry again for lifting him out of the frame. And it goes up quite a bit. Oh, a little bit. I don't know if I would say quite a bit. But yeah, that's Thanos' articulation. So overall, my thoughts are I really love them both. They're both really good figures. Some of my favorite in my collection. Yeah, let's just move on to the pose. We're gonna start with the Iron Man pose. Right now I have him floating, flying, jet booting up in the sky, shooting a blast. I think it looks really good. Again, this stand does not come with the figures. I am using one that I have. So he looks really good in any pose, really. He's quite awesome. If you like Iron Man, you're pretty much going to like this figure because it's just basically a really solid, really awesome Iron Man figure. So, yeah, he looks really good all the way around in this pose. Yeah, let's head on to Thanos. Here we are with Thanos' pose. It's pretty simple, but I decided to switch out some accessories and hands and heads and things like that. I have his smiling head and his snapping hand and his sword in his left hand. So he looks really good doing this. He's just so awesome. Like, because Thanos doesn't really do that much, like he's usually just standing there looking awesome, it's really easy to make him look good in a pose. Because in poses, a lot of the time you just make them standing there looking awesome. So it fits Thanos pretty well. As you can see, the sword looks super good with him. To scale, I really like it. So yeah, that's Thanos' play, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was probably my biggest action figure review yet. And don't forget, we have one more video this week coming tomorrow. It is going to be a breakdown of the Book of Boba Fett. Stay tuned for that. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more like it.